And Katie, just like you, I'm like, how do I follow that? It's the truth, isn't it? The truth is true always. And no matter the source of, of whoever is speaking it, singing it, demonstrating it, and it will always have something to do with love. So the whole point of the conversation and the intention of the creation of this service is for us to arrive at a place where we remember who we are. Our remembrance of who we are transcends how we have shown up in the world, whether we're a boy or a girl or however we may identify in the world, however culture might identify us. No matter what, we have this identity that predates even having taken our first breath. And what that is to remember who you are. And it's already been spoken that we're each love and worthy of love. How many of you that this is your first All Together Now service? Raise your hands, whether you're in the youth, whether you're out there. It's my first one too. Oh my goodness. And I just got home from vacation. And this is my first service back. And I have to tell you, I have to share with you how honored I feel to have this privilege and this opportunity to speak with everyone. And I said, speak with, because this is a conversation. I want you to feel that I'm speaking right to you, to each one of us, to my own self. The poem said, no matter whether you're young or old, this conversation about love finding you and each of us being worthy for that love is something that is always part of what we're doing. And so no matter where we are on our journey, it's always a journey home to the greatest love of all. And where do we find that? Inside of us, inside of me. So where do you find that? And I'm going to invite you to say, inside of me. Inside of me. Where do you find it? Where do you find that love? Look at your neighbor, and I'm going to ask the same question, and you're going to respond, inside of you. So where do you find that love? Look to someone. Inside of you. Where do you find that love? Inside of you. So you may give love to your neighbor, but the only way you're going to find it is within yourself. That you are the source of that love. And so I'm going to invite us, since our whole journey, whether you have hair that has turned white and gray because of having lived on the planet a little bit longer, or whether you're this tall, it matters not. We are all on the same journey. It's an inward journey to ourselves, to falling in love, really, with ourselves, okay? And in order to do that, we have to remember who we are. And so our affirmation today, and I'm going to invite you to repeat after me. We're going to do this every time we hear a tone. God is love.
God is love.
I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. Now and forevermore. Take a breath. That is our practice. That is our practice. throughout our day, throughout Lent, throughout school, throughout our jobs, throughout our life, our entire life, is to pause frequently, take a breath, and remind yourself who you are. And when you're irritated with somebody else, pause, take a breath, and remember who you are so you can remind them who they are. It always begins with us first. So, this love that follows you no matter where you are in life, where does it come from? We hear in churches and we hear in religion and we hear in our culture and the world the word God. And I know that we all contemplate, well, what is God? And people are going to tell you. If you start asking that question in the world, people will tell you. But just like the source of the love and where you find it, which is within you. Remember, say, it's within me. Say, it's within me. 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 It's like an echo. It's like a voice that's reminding you. Turn within. Remember who I am. And that I am in that source that some people might call God. I like to just call love. That God is love. Because I think we all know and can sense when love is in the space. Can we not? It's like a sun is beaming and it warms our skin. It's like you see the ocean and it's so magnificent and vast that you're in awe. What could have created all of this? Or it's in the warm embrace or the soft, loving eyes of somebody in your life that you absolutely know, that you know, that you know, that they love you. Even when they mess up. Because humans called parents, and humans called children, and humans called friends, and humans called the cashier who's selling me a soda or some candy. That there is somebody who loves us, and we can feel it. So what do we do when we hear that tone? We take a breath. We're going to remember who we are. Take a breath with me. God is love. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. Now and forevermore. This is who we are. This is what we come from. And so there's this power and this presence that we call God that I say is love, is loving you right now. Loving you right now. And it shows up in the world through individuals and experiences as that kindness, that warmth, that tingle, that shimmering in the eye of the one who loves you or embraces you or hugs you. That you know that loves you. And the source of their love comes from God too. Such that when things shift and change in the world, love still is there, finding you, coming in and through people throughout your life. And yet it's within you. I had a friend once who was adopted, and she told a story because people would always ask her all the time, you know, don't you want to know who your birth parents were? Or don't you want to know who your quote-unquote real mom and dad are? And what she told people was that she felt so comfortable and so loved right where she was, but that she also knew that God was her parent, her mother, her father, and that back of her, behind the people who were parenting her, her guardian, or the people caring for her, she always knew that God was the source of the love of all the people the love came through. And in that way, it's infinite, it's expansive, and it never ends. And I always remember the faithfulness that this friend had, that she knew that she was the child of God. Because that's what we all are. Child of God. Say, I am a child of God. I am a child of love. I am a child of the infinite. And all I need do is remember this. Remember who I am. God is love. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am loving now and forevermore. So what about that now and forevermore part? What about for always? What about it absolutely never changes? I remember when I was a kid and I first heard about unconditional love, I remember I wanted to test my parents. I wanted to come up with all kinds of stories that I could make up, and some of them weren't made up. Some of them I may have actually done, and I was just testing them. Would they still love me? Would they still love me? And I remember doing this for years. Mom and Dad, would you love me if? Would you love me if, I got bad grades? Would you love me if I did something wrong? Would you love me no matter what? And I remember, no matter what I could conjure up, they would always tell me, oh, honey, I love you. I love you. I just want you to be happy. Have you ever heard anybody say that in your life? I love you so much. I really just want for you to be happy. And I think that that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned in my lifetime. Like, what can I say to people? Right now, what have I learned? I learned that it is a journey of self-love, to love myself, and in loving myself, I'm being true to myself, which means I'm following that which makes me happy, which naturally brings me joy, which is really just following love, is it not? What makes you happy, what brings you joy, can always be connected with just being loving, being kind, being patient, being filled with joy and laughter and fun and the prosperity and the abundance that all comes from just being true to who you are. Nothing can change who you are as a holy and beloved child of God. Take a breath with me here. God is love. I am love. I am loved. I am lovable. I'm loving now and forevermore. And so our whole pathway to this self-love and to being true to ourselves really means that we just, on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, we just keep falling in step with what's loving. What's loving? And I just align myself with that. There are situations in our lives where it feels as if being loving is not going to get us what we want, maybe, or isn't going to lead us down a pathway that others may approve of. But I'm here to say that when we keep aligning with God's love, we're guided perfectly in our lives. My whole journey in spirituality has really just been what we've talked about today. Is how can I remember who I am? How can I just follow love? And how can I be loving when it doesn't feel like that's going to work? And I recently got back from vacation, and on that vacation, and I've told this story before, there's ever really only love or requests for love. And requests for love look like sometimes anger, or sometimes frustration, or sometimes boredom, or sometimes anxiety. Anybody ever have anyone who's rude to them or maybe snaps at them? So in those situations, we might want to ask ourselves, how can I help? What can I do to help? How can I be a beneficent presence? How can I be helpful to my friend? And I always remember, let's hear our pause, that the way that I be helpful is to remember who I am first. And I do that by remembering God is love. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. Now and forevermore. And I take a breath here, and I maybe open my eyes and I think of somebody who might need me to remember that for them. And I think of them in my mind's eye right now, somebody who might be having a hard time. And I say this prayer for them. I think of them in my mind right now. Hey, repeat after me. Hey, remember, God is love. Don't forget, you are loved. You are loving. You are lovable. Now and forevermore. Take a breath. Open the eyes. Look at a neighbor and say, I'm here to remind you of that. I'm here to remind you of that. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Now clap your hands. Feel the vibration and say, it is done. It is done. Amen. And so now I invite you into this meditation. Thank you, Angel.
Welcome, dear friends, to this time of peaceful reflection. Let us begin by taking a moment to settle in the present. Find a comfortable seat with your hands gently placed in your lap. Close your eyes and take a deep, cleansing breath in and let it out slowly. Allow the breath to bring you fully into this moment. Now take another deep breath. And as you inhale, imagine drawing in pure, bright light. This light is full of love, peace, and healing energy. Let it fill your body from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. With every inhale, you are becoming more grounded, more connected to the earth and to the present moment. As you exhale, release any stress you may be holding. Let it flow out of you, leaving your body and mind light, open, and peaceful. Let's take a few more breaths together. Inhale deeply, filling your body with light. Exhale slowly, releasing what no longer serves you. Now bring your attention to your heart. Imagine a warm golden light glowing in your chest, radiating out from within. This light is your true spirit, your connection to the divine, to the infinite source of love and wisdom. Feel this warmth expanding, touching every part of your being, filling you with love for yourself and all people. As you breathe, know that you are deeply connected to God, our source, to everyone in this room, and to all beings. You are not alone. You are supported by this universal energy that flows through everything. Allow yourself to simply be in this moment, knowing you are whole and complete as you are. Before we end, take a moment to silently express gratitude. Thank you for this time of stillness. Thanks for your life, your health, and the love that surrounds you. You know that this peace, this connection, is always available to you in every breath you take. When you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the room. Slowly open your eyes, carrying this sense of peace and connection with you into the rest of your day. Thank you for sharing this time of meditation. May you continue to feel grounded, centered, and filled with love as you move forward. Namaste.